Did what you wanted to do. Let's go. Trials and Tribulations. Here we go. Oh, is this a prequel shit? Because that's Mia and that's young Phoenix, I assume. Oh shit. Hold on. Flashback niggas. Turnabout memories. Niggas breathing is raining. Who dat? Why did I do that? Oh, well. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore? Hold on. There's something you need to know about it? Oh. Hold on. Yo. Nah. Phoenix, no! So we're gonna be defending Phoenix. 5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. What is this music? Hold on. And it just goes away. The second I say it sounds nice, it fucking goes away. Like, what did I do to deserve that? That wasn't very fair, but okay. Alright. It's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Ahem! Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning. Morning? Morning? Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know? Can that actually happen? Hold on. This is ambiance. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed. Let go of my lapels. Mia, you obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. I'm so nervous today that... Well, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. So this is before even... Wait, is this before Edgeworth became a prosecutor? Because I want to know who we're going to go up against. Is it going to be Payne still? Is Payne just our tutorial lawyer? Questions for later. This is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday. About the case, I mean. What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, Mia has. We don't know shit for nothing. Well, about that. You see, I mean, of course I have. I think. Oh, dear. In any case, don't let our client see you so nervous. You see the young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just wanted to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine, no problem. Oh, he's sick. Well, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Wright? Actually, it's Wright, like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yeah, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear today in court. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. First time I appeared in court was a year ago. Well, that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am. But this time I'm going to win. Bro, Mia started off with a loss. Couldn't be me. For my client, and for myself. Alright. It looks like it's Payne. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yo, hold on. Mia's sprite looks really nice. Her behind the bench sprite. That's a really good look. Bro. What's going on with his head? Mr. Payne, your hair. Wait. Does that mean Mia smoked the hair off this nigga? Because that's hilarious if so. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg would be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing right there next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Oh, Phoenix got all of his mannerisms from her. That's sick. That's really nice. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Don't play... Nah, I don't like that one. Bro, that's just fucking muscle memory he kept on him. Well, well, well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. That's an unfortunate last name. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Sounded like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. What's up, CJ? Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body, and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, then called the police. Bro, what happened to that fucking... Okay. Broken power line, it was raining, there's an umbrella, Phoenix didn't do it. I knew Phoenix didn't do it, obviously, but... This is all screaming to accident, and Phoenix is just implicated on accident. Although it's crazy if lightning struck and Phoenix just survived. Durability feats. Hold on. Phoenix actually just might be the fucking most durable man in the world. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence. Crime photo 1. Added. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is the victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Zach with the host. Thank you, brother. He is in Marvel vs. Capcom. That's fair. That's also a fair statement. Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought it might loosen you up a bit. I'm a genteel man, if you will. What? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. A perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Yeah, fatal electric shock. April 9th at 3 p.m. Okay. Yep, I already checked. Please say you know at least this much. I'm so sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. Dog. I hate this shit because they're just going to tell me to check it in like 2 seconds anyways. Grossberg is going to be like, well, look at the court record. Mustache. My hemorrhoid. Yo, get out of the court. You're sick, go home. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record, but you knew that already, didn't you? Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab. Mia, the only non-durable main character. Bro, she got snuck by Mr. Red White. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir. I'll do just that. Gotta stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record? Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed tab here. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Can y'all look at the motherfucking... the picture of the crime scene and see the broken power line? Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. Bro, Payne back in the day really thought he was he thought he was Edgeworth. Before Edgeworth ever showed up. That's insane. You really thought you were that nigga, huh? It's gonna be a shame. It's a disgrace to Von Karma. It's a disgrace to Edgeworth. It's a disgrace to Franziska. You do not have the sauce to be doing it like this. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. Oh, his first name? I forgot his first name. You got your 5-7 yet? I have not. I haven't done any of the event, to be honest. There was an event that went live yesterday in Arknights, which I need to log into. And I was doing that pretty much all of yesterday. I played a little bit of Siege, played Arknights, and that was about it. He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the Rookie Killer for nothing, you know. Well, I mean, he's gonna have to change that name. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Didn't check profiles yet. Dahlia Hawthorne? Phoenix Wright girlfriend. Dated the victim up until 8 months ago. Phoenix really had God come down and smite the dog shit out of Doug. 49. A veteran lawyer with a little too much confidence. My superior and head of Grossberg Law Offices. Alright. Well, it's definitely the girl. They were definitely fighting over the girl. Into old Greybeard's face. Mr. Grossberg? Try to set a better example for the young lady. Yeah, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are there as well. Yeah, I just saw. Thank you, though, Grossberg. I appreciate that. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tabs, so... Wait, can you? Oh, I have to do... Because I thought he was like, you hit tab and then hit it again to cycle it. Now then, let's see what you got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she had some part to play in the story. He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Von Karma is somehow younger than Grossberg. I believe it. Von Karma was, he was around while or not Phoenix, but, what's his name? Miles' dad, Greg, was around. Miles' father really was just named Greg. That's amazing. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. Can't do that. It's illegal in a court of law. I found that out shortly the other day. A friend told me about it. You can't. The defense cannot call the prosecution cannot call the defendant. It's illegal. It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means what you did before you were arrested. Oh, I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are... Oh, but I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was... Will the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us? That's fucked. He can't control whether he sneezes or coughs. It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. Alright, the victim and I. I admit I was there. Ooh, hold on. This testimony given music. I like it. is kind of nice. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Phoenix. Phoenix, Phoenix, Phoenix. You haven't talked to him yet. You know he was a stuck-up British wannabe? Phoenix. The Allegro version goes hard? Oh, there's a sped-up version? Hold on, I need to hear that. So you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Whew, looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive. Huh? Okay. It seems you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... the witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination. He's right. And it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine, if a witness testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions. If a witness is... okay, all this tutorial stuff, if I know it, I'm not going to read it. Wright is the client? Yeah, all lies must be struck down. Yes. What does he mean by that? Is he saying the testimony just now that there was a lie? A contradiction? Mia, no! Mia's second time in court and she's doing the Phoenix strats where it's like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll just luck my way into it. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you have him in line. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? The Allegro version always plays when a witness gets to their last testimony. Ooh. Alright. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... but that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Look at the point. Phoenix really just absorbing like a goddamn sponge. Just really just out here, soaking it in. Okay, so I gotta get the point. The slam on the desk. That's all pretty cool. Hold on, I gotta keep that all in mind. That was the most soft sneeze. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. These bastards at Walmart sent me a desk and a torn up box with pieces missing. Bro, Ace, you gotta pull up on him. The face rub, what he's thinking? Yeah. He's literally just... Phoenix is like Mia 2.0. How is it you, the victim, was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... he was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Back of his... shirt? Where? Nigga. Her objection, it doesn't have as much oomph to it, but I guess that fits because this is her second ever trial. Even though Phoenix came up in the court and he was shouting at these niggas. Phoenix really walked up like, yeah, I'm gonna start yelling. And just shouted objection. Objection, hold it, that's it. Yeah, it sounds really light. It sounds like it doesn't have bass to it. Like, it's all treble, no bass. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. You hear the objection funk song? Nope. I don't know what that is. Is it just like a mashup of objections? Miss Faye, is there some point to this line of questioning? Who is this lady? Why is she replacing Phoenix? That's Mia Faye. That's Phoenix's mentor. You show some respect, even though she's not the smartest right now. Well, you show some respect, okay? The 3DS games re-recorded Phoenix's lines and they don't hit as hard. Oh, unfort. Your Honor, please take another look at the scene or the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the T-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me. Mia, you've made our client cry. Let him. The P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but... Was medicine you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? That was found at the crime scene. Phoenix, no. That's right, it kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know that I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mia, you have to know that's correct. Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. Man, fuck! What's this? In the victim's hand. Oh, wait, hold on. That watch is stopped a little bit after 3. It looks like 3:05. What up, master? It's Cold Killer X. Wait, so the watch was stopped at 3:05. Yes. Alright. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that... Yo. Mia's is fine. I hate Payne's. Still to this day. Payne's objection is awful. It's just like nails on a chalkboard awful. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine and dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only be to have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. It's supposed to be piercing. It is. Mr. 305 MVP. MVP did it. Damn MVP. You come out here and you're harassing Edge and now you're committing murders? No. Alright, Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Crime photo 2. Cold Killer X. Alright, covering Wright's fingerprints. Interesting. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this? Yeah, he's not Thor, nigga. I don't know what you want from him. This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. Oh, fucking Grossberg, please. Alright, what really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and around 3 we split up. Then later when I went back, I found him lying there. I'd been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Okay, so you were going to meet up with him for what? You were going to meet up with him for a stronger medicine? Mr. Wright, that's a completely different testimony than you previously gave. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Alright. So, was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, and he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU. An alchemist? I see. I don't know if this makes streaming these games any easier, but I believe every Ace Attorney game minus the Japanese ones and the Professor Layton crossover have ports on iOS and Android. Yes, Master actually was telling me about that the other day, and I was thinking about either getting the games on mobile or downloading Citra and checking out 4 through 6, because I think that would be fun. So we're not done with Phoenix Wright after this game. We're definitely not. You're gonna see more of these lawyer niggas pulling up. An alchemist. I see. I gotta admit it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and rather strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Citra's the best option? Yeah, we'll do either or. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. What do I do now? Maybe I should ask him for more details? Tell us about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. Though I don't know all that much, though. Alright, a little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there's high-voltage cables everywhere. High-voltage cables? Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high-voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. 4 to 6 look really neat. I can't wait to see you play them. Yeah, no, I saw the person with the fucking. It looks like he's got like bunny ears for hair of the main character for Apollo Justice. It's actually still weird to me that his name is actually just Apollo Justice. That's a fire name. Hold on. And later, when I went back, I found him lying there, taking Cold Killer X for the last few days. You lost it around lunchtime. Tell us more about that. On the day of the incidents, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically okay, Lucky Charms ass niggas, hold on. Yup, why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm sorry, I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Bro, Mia. Come on. Grossberg definitely did not deserve that. He's gonna be whining about that. Come on. Apollo Justice has underrated music. Best OST thus far. It's fire. Sick. Phoenix Wright, Apollo Justice, MC names for sure. Bro, Apollo Justice is just heat. If you step into the courtroom with somebody named Apollo Justice, you can't lie. That's just him. It's impossible to lie. His last name is Justice. What do you do? So the defendant and the victim met approximately at the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor? How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, You're correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like rose, or like a rose. So, establish the murder method, because we can. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Faye? I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up till now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. Bro. Smug Mia, look at her. That's the picture. That's the one. That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. Bro, niggas really just overestimating, like, how much the word rookie means. Like, it doesn't mean I suck. I can fry you right now. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I'd totally forgotten about that. Now then, Miss Faye, let's see what you got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted, not executed. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? But there is nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a little bit more detail. Alright. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon? Well, naturally, it's right here. What is that? A severed electrical cable, as I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So, then the high voltage cable... Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. Bro, Guava, no. It's my day off, but I fear the call from work. Dog, honestly, in this time right now, getting laid off is probably much better than them fucking saying, hey, we're gonna keep you on the schedule with 0 hours. So just take that into consideration. Apparently, there's been like over 3.3 million filings for unemployment in the past like 2 weeks or so. That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean the defendant's fingerprints that were on something beside... You mean the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Order, order, order. That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Well, I mean... Yeah? Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grossberg. Okay, the show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time Yo, Grossberg actually wanted smoke. It looks like he just wanted smoke. I will fuck you up, old man. Mia won't, but I will. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor, at this time I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Fay? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Fay, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute, Mr. Wright. I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further... I did it. I admit it, I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. Yeah, it's none of your business. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Don't talk... Oh! Dog. Phoenix. No! What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're absolutely convinced you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Fay? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim. Feels like my hemorrhoid... Okay. Grossberg! Just leave, nigga, the fuck! That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. Dog. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. And then he died from the shock. And that is, as they say, that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Miss Fay, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yeah? So, it's the loud noise, whatever that loud noise was. What year is it? This game came out in 2004. I'm being told. Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence that somewhere that will prove it. Alright. Stars Man, what's up? You're getting into us defending Phoenix. Lost my temper and gave him a shove. Heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous grounds here. Ask a little bit for more. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. I think people are seeing Harlem Shake and they're thinking about the viral trend that came about in, like, what was it, 2012? That Harlem Shake. People are thinking about that one. Which wouldn't be super crazy, you know. How is she alive? We're back in time, Lucius. This is 5 years before, I think. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. Oh. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did the umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Dog, Phoenix. There was no need for that one. Yeah, 4 years before... Well, no. 3 years before the first game, because Phoenix is 21 right now. So we've... That means Phoenix right now is 26. So we had a little bit of a time skip forward, and then we jump back. Because Phoenix is 24 at the beginning of the first game, right? That's brazy, though. Grossberg about old as fuck. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well, of course it's important. Come on. This is it, Mia. This is the new information that you've been waiting for. Because he didn't die on top of the umbrella. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. Yo, keep talking shit? You gonna be the next nigga I hit. The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. So let's go ahead and show him and everybody else that he wasn't on top of his umbrella. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. Oh, shit on. So y'all haven't been introduced to the new pursuit theme? IMO, its defense is better than... It's definitely better than Justice for All's, but it's not hype enough to rival Cornered. Well, Mr. Payne, this is not bad. That little breakdown there, that's not awful. I like that. The umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the scene of the crime. I want to present it as evidence immediately. Umbrella, okay, found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. But the umbrella could have been simply blown there by the wind. If he was on top of it, it would have been blown anywhere. Objection, please, Mia. There you go. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No! I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Phoenix's testimony added to the court record. That's interesting. Have we ever gotten a testimony added? We've gotten like people's accounts and like their depositions, but I don't think we've gotten like their testimony added as actual evidence before, unless I'm completely wrong and we have. But I don't remember necessarily getting somebody's testimony added. That's pretty neat. But yeah, alright. So the victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Alright, so. Alright, it's of the quality I expect from the series. It sounds really good. It's nice. Or, that song was nice. I don't know if I've heard the song that you guys are talking about. What are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. I was foolish to think that I could establish guilt through a cross-examination alone. April May added to her testimony for the second case. Oh, in the first game? Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're 100% right. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be I can't read. That's not even dyslexia. I don't think I've read that word before. Incontrovertible? Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Alright, neato. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. April 11th, 11:52, District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy, you can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me, I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about this, Miss Dahlia and you? Sure, no problem. Dahlia and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, okay. Dog. Phoenix, no! At least he breaks away from this, right? Like, he's not always like this. He figures out that these hoes really definitely ain't loyal. One day, she and I just bumped into each other reading in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Okay. So, did she give you this, or was this a present? She gave this to me as the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present. I see. This darling little bottle is filled with my memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. It makes me so happy I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Okay, he shows it to everyone. Interesting. Alright. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Ooh. Interesting. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the... Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took a keen interest into this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Newspaper clipping added to the court record. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you will have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look downstairs in the reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is about over. You'd better all get moving. So, interesting enough to note that this is after DL6. So, niggas should be flaming Mia just for having the last name Faye, right? But thus far, no one is. Everybody's just kind of like, oh, you're just a rookie lawyer. But they should see the Faye name and be like, hold on. Your family's full of frauds. Oh, bitch-ass nigga. And at that point, Mia should fold them. But it's weird to have people just, like, kind of not reference that at all, because niggas were bringing that up, like, ad nauseum when, after Mia died, it was like, oh, yeah, you're dead. You suck. Your whole family suck. As a matter of fact, don't pop back up, because you suck. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. To be continued. Alright, well. That jingle is sick. Hold on. Yo, hold on. That one rocked. Let's save. Okay, so important thing to note is that Dahlia handed off that bottle. Obviously, it has something to do with that murder in the courthouse shit. But we need to figure out what it is. She'll probably spill the beans. April 11th, 1213, District Court, courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. Prosecution calls Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. Dog. That's a whole temptress. What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I've been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word, but in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe that he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness. Could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous. Dog. Can y'all stop simping in here? If anyone says anything rude, then then you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. Yo, Winston Payne, you ain't doing shit. And I will bash them with my... Yo, you two. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. Whole temptress. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the... Dog! Why? Mia. There was no need to say this. Mia, please. Sir? Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever's on your mind. I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny, yo. Feeny's awful. Feeny is tragic. You couldn't call him anything else? Nick is a much better nickname for him. Yes, I can see why you'd say that. She's gonna be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Alright, let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. Like, cause Phoenix is going out with this bitch, and not even he is simping that hard. Dog, Phoenix Wright, goat man. Literally not getting swindled, nor tricked, nor bamboozled, nor led astray. Yeah, Phoenix Wright, God. Like, she came in here and instantly, Payne tricked, Judge tricked. Mia is the only one that is like, hey, hold on, y'all. Hey, can y'all just calm the fuck on down over there? Because it seems like y'all are just going crazy for no reason. Alright, what you witnessed. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. He just collapsed? That's a bit of a lie. That's when Feeney noticed that I was there. No, he didn't. I went to go find some other students and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth. But I would never... That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey. Oh, hold on. Is old beef. What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we met before, once. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam, I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Alright, so... He just got all wobbly and fell over. Yeah, okay then, nigga. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeney never did a thing to Doug. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Well, show the contradiction. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Dog, no. No, no, no. No crying. No crying in the courtroom. You raggedy bitch. I will stop you. Miss Fey, I will not allow you to badger this witness. Yo, y'all back up. Actually, just shut the fuck up over there. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that, I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw. Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. Okay, then... Would you not have been lying when you said that you saw the whole thing? Didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual. Okay. So, no. Shut up, moron. Where's Phoenix's testimony? There was a loud snap. You didn't hear shit, huh? You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. Dog, the hair flip. Dog. Okay, hold on. Young Mia had sauce. That's nice, but I find that just a bit odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that. If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There was no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. May I have a moment to answer? By all means! I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphone... Did you really think that you could lie to me like this? I will fry you in this courtroom. Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seems as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Did you forget she said that she witnessed the whole thing, and then she didn't witness the whole thing? She didn't hear anything, but... She didn't hear anything out of the usual, but she couldn't have heard anything at all? Are you serious? Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that would totally change this whole case. There was lightning. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fay. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Oh. I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. What kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the entire premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt of lightning? Dog. Come on. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that... Okay. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fay. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has already done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location. So, thank you for proving your witness is a liar. I am so happy you did that. Thank you, Payne. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. I thought it was electrical cables is. Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All the equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All the lab's equipment run on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred approximately at 3 p.m., which fits the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. Alright, so... Alright, that's pretty simple. Pretty easy. I get it. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Ms. Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding this severed cable? Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Well, there's only one thing that it points to. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. The defendant's testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying... The lab equipment lost power at 2:55, which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was the very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged into the pole as a result of being pushed. It was the impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense, and then the victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make any sense at all. If the victim was shoved into that far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed electrical cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Yeah, little bitch. Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to... Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation, she said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the... Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge? Of course it's alright. Are you serious? Just go ahead and give your new testimony. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. Why are you carrying a parasol? Like, you're just gross. The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Dog, Phoenix's testimony just snaps this hole up. Are you serious? And then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. No, because if the cable broke at 2:55, then his clock is, or his watch is a little bit early. It's 10 minutes after the blackout. The victim got up and tried to run away, and that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Alright. So, it all occurred in less than a minute. Got your ass. Crime scene photo number dos. That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to take a look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Dog, Smug Mia is great. I love that fucking picture, that sprite, whatever you want to call it. Yes, and your point is, Miss Fay? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered the power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:50. Fuck. Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? Oh, hold on. The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order? This is nonsense. The real murderer? Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer. Miss Fay, is the defense ready to indict someone as the real killer? It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready. Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Fay. Now then, Miss Fay, let's have it. Who is the real killer? Bank? It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. How can you? The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Order? Order. Miss Fay. Why? Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Miss Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. How can you say something so mean, Madam Fay? I didn't do anything. Miss Fay, this is a very serious charge, you... The first hold it! Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. You, what is it? Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. Phoenix. You realize you're the one on trial here, right? What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Fay. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Leave my Dolly alone. That boy. He's gotten himself way in over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. Seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Alright. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Alright, so we got the police report. Let's go ahead and take a look. Incident overview. Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando. Hold on, that name heat. Occupation lawyer, suspect Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Armando ingested poison. Okay. While interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It's unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. We got you. I'm on to you, bitch. You better take a good look at it. Too late. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Dog. No. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor, that is, May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. Don't cry. That is, go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying that you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should have let me handle this. I'm sorry, please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear. I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement of the cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with this case? Are you dumb, nigga? The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason. Very well then, the court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. How I Met My Feeny. Okay. So, you met him 8 months ago? That's right. You're destined to meet in this courthouse's basement reading room? Okay. When our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey that... Okay, we just make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. So that was Phoenix on the last line there. So, you were destined to meet, right? So why were you in the courthouse? Go get her. Alright, so, yeah, no, that's right. But why were you there? The courthouse reading room. That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case, I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully. Let's keep pressing. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue with her testimony. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had to come to this courthouse to do research for a paper you were writing? Are you sure about that? Are you sure you weren't here because you were on trial for murder? Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report, and that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order, order, order. This is unbelievable. It's true then. That's not fair. You can't slander my I, Winston Payne, Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me, go right ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. You fucking better. I did not commit the crime that occurred during the incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia. Ooh, you really lit a fire in my heart. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed. My spirit? It's your spirit. Alright. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. Right? He was poisoned in the cafeteria, you know that, right? I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison as lethal as at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So, I got you, dummy. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison, so you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. Yep, you wouldn't know to get it from Mr. Doug Swallow, the alchemist of IVU? Absolute dumbass. So that's what happened here 8 months ago. However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Yeah, rookie killer, right? Sit down, little nigga. Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. The proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. The poisoning. So. Are you sure? You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology. His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the cult... It's better than Game 2's, that's for sure. It's okay. It's okay. This one's alright. This one gets a pass. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. Like, it definitely could be better. That's all I'm saying. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. It's like a remix of one. That's pretty neat, I guess. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table, you. Order, order, order. Could it be? That's nothing but it. May I say something, Madame Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you need some kind of container. Well, yes, that's true. I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Alright. I got you. That's an easy clap. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead. Police conducted a full-body search of Dahlia and the entire courthouse, and yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred. If you're going to accuse this young lady of committing murder, which she did, then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it? Well, there's only one nigga that had it. Or wait, hold on. Do I present? Yep. I guess I could present this. Fuck it. Run it. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who was this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present. But that's... That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye? The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. And all for the purpose of hiding that one piece of evidence that would give her away. Are you saying that there's a deadly poison in here? There was. No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. Shit on. Order in the court. Phoenix! On the behalf of Dolly, I object. Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must have been madly in love with me, too. Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is because of that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottled necklace of you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yep, she's saying that she wants that shit back. Yep. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying, but you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you meet. That's why she... I don't believe you. No, that's a lie. Mia, are you alright? The defendant, he's getting away. Dude, get back here. Mia, are you alright? Yeah, I think so. Now boy, he went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace, Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone. What? That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy, that's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we going to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay. Just give me back the necklace. I ate it. Phoenix. You what? You ate it. It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it in a little bits first, but yeah. What is he doing now? Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? The bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be so sure? I think it's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is very much still alive. Are you stupid? You gotta be dumb. Because it had to be in 2 teaspoons to kill him. Dog. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem. No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must have not had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There, it's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you placed this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. Phoenix! But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything. Even after I prove so much, is she going to get away with everything? Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed... Oh! Mr. Wright. I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really really sorry. I know you believed in me. I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day, the day I met Doug Swallow. Yep. Bring it back, Phoenix. Last night, someone stole the poison. Oh, poison? Same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It only could have been her. That girl is a thief. Yeah. Shit on. Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous. There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, the defendant is... Miss Faye, you tell him! Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago, too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye. If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore, exactly who was it that she was planning to kill? Well, hate to tell you, buddy. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way, and that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that's how things worked out, but let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was in fact you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be. But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right, the bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he'd met. You mean that's why she tried to kill him, Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true. Feeny, what a joke you are. There she goes. Honestly, how can any woman count on you for anything? I told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne? It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well, hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. I can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. We do have evidence. The bottle of fucking medicine that Phoenix lost around lunchtime. The ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. No. You better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray? Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Impossible. You can't possibly. Stupid woman. It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will only allow one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she can get the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well then, Miss Fay, present your evidence. Show this court the irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. Gotcha, dummy. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X, Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? Yeah, he lost the battle of poison. Yep. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying a poison bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify like that when she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about, the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized she couldn't allow Doug to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying a bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago. Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly in the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? That stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. This is pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. And there it goes. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. For the time being, she also burned up the fucking butterflies like a goddamn demon. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay? Why, yes. I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. There she goes. Whew. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care, I'm Winston Payne, and I don't believe the one word that this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try some of this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said that you would have trusted her with your life. Yep. So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? Well, you see, and there comes the backpedal. Come now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. Actually fried. Hold on. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Um, my... Whoa! No! Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. There it goes. Back to normal. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her right from the very beginning. Don't lie, just admit you were wrong. By the way, Miss Faye? Yes, Your Honor. Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne, this can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter. It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have any further to say? It can't be true. My dear Dolly. Very well, then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring an end to this trial. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Suck a dick, Payne. 1-1. Mia Faye. This court is adjourned. April 11th, Austin, 3:16 p.m. Defendant lobby number 3. Mia, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my Okay. Mr. Grossberg, do you think maybe you could stop talking about them? That's rather rude. Anyways, this case really made me think. 1-2? No, Mia's 1-1. She lost her this is her second case. Yeah, she got bodied in her first trial, but that makes her 1-1. She lost one, she won one. She's not 1 out of 2. She's 1 win, 1 loss. She's not 1-0. She's 1-1. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with her client? Perhaps it is why we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Oh, Mr. Wright. Congratulations. Thanks. You know, I was thinking. Go on. The Dahlia that I saw up there on the witness stand, I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the Dahlia I know could never have said those kind of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. It's probably for the best. Also, I need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But, out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. What kind of company does this guy keep? Larry Butts, that's the only one. Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. There's a friend I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should be able to still save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye? A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday, maybe in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia had passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories, the end. Yo! Who is that? Who's that nigga? Dog, why they got Cyclops in here? Who's that? I'm about to be hit with fucking, like, all sorts of beams in the courtroom. Who's this? That man got sauce. Hold on. Bro, his fit clean as hell, too. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on. Also, I'm going to save real quick. I'm also going to end the stream for just a moment because I got to switch over my connection. I've been noticing that I've been dropping frames really intermittently, and I think it's because I'm on a different network. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to I'm going to end stream. I'm going to restart it up. So if you see the stream go down, refresh in just a moment. But I'm doing it just so I can fix my connection. Give me one moment.